are back on the Morning Brew with Friends, and I love this because, Alex, you always bring in some fun folks. And this is Ellie, and you are one of the farmers that goes to the farmers market every week.
That's right. We're every Sunday at the Rail Yards Market, front and center. And
you already have, we were looking here, you have some of these are the first apples of the season, you were saying?
First apples of the season.
They're small right now, but these things are, the tree is still growing them, right?
That's right. These are sort of the ground fall that comes from the wind when it comes in. We should be having a lot of apples this season. We maintain a 100-year-old apple orchard down in the South Valley that we're working to restore. Our farm works on reclaimed land, so just working on these old, sort of forgotten spaces to help them prosper again.
That's very cool. And Ellie is one of, like, how many farmers do you have at the Rail Yards?
We have at any given time about 10 to 12. And their Erda Gardens and Learning Center, they fit in so well, Dan, with what we're doing because the educational component is awesome. So not only can you buy your produce, but you can talk to them and they'll tell you about biodynamic farming and all that.
Yeah, what is biodynamic farming? What does that mean?
So biodynamic farming is a system of agriculture that we look to other influences for our farm. So we follow this celestial planting calendar that tracks the movements of sun, moon, and stars, and we plant according to that. And then we use natural fertilizers that we produce on site that are made with herbs, like some that I brought today.
Fertilizers made with herbs.
That's right, yeah. So it's 100% natural. We do use organic practices, and we take it one step further.
That's cool. So I'm looking at all of this stuff. This is everything that you guys grow. Is that a shallot? It's just giant there?
We have some large onions today. So this is what we call a CSA share. So we're a community-supported farm. And every week, members of our farm receive a share like this. And so some of our members work for a share, and some of our members pay, and then some members do a combination of both things.
And with the CSAs, for people who don't know really what these things are, they're really cool because you buy into a part of a farm, and then every week you get like a box delivered.
That's right.
Or you can go pick it up or pick it yourself and do whatever you want, right?
Yeah, we do a central distribution point at our farm or also up at my house, mine and my partner's house in town. And every week it's something different. The food is processed and picked that morning, combination of our crew and volunteers. And it's a way you can eat seasonal, fresh, and healthy. Can't get any fresher food than this. It comes, that day out of the field.
Right, and it's almost year-round you can get food too, right?
That's right. Ours is for 6 months of the year, but then we also contribute to another program we call the La Cosecha program from Agricultura Network, and it's a way that people who can't afford to buy a regular CSA share can get a subsidized share for less dollars every week. So.
That's very cool. So how do you become a modern farmer?
A modern farmer? That's a tough question. It's always...
And how did you get into it?
I got into it because I wanted to eat fresh and healthy food, and I realized it was very hard to come by. So I determined that the best way to make it was to grow it. I just believe that agriculture, it creates green jobs, it improves the environment, it makes better communities, and food brings people together.
Right.
And so it's just the bottom line of wanting to bring people together. Where do we start? At the dinner table. So.
He's a modern farmer using ancient techniques.
Right.
Biodynamic farming.
Right. I love it. And there's a cool thing too at the markets because now is it Double Bucks is what it's called?
Double Up Food Bucks. Yeah. It's a state-run program using the SNAP benefits, and it's actually available at all 34 growers markets around the state. And the state allocated about $500,000 toward this program. So if you go to the market with your SNAP benefit card, you get these tokens that you hand into the farmers. So if it's $2, you get $4 worth of produce. I mean, you can't beat that.
No, that's really amazing.
And this stuff is amazing. I hear people talking all the time saying, you know what, this stuff is fresh and it lasts. It stays in your fridge and it lasts for a while.
Right. So what do you guys grow on your farm? I mean, we got just a little bit of it here.
This is what we have this week, but every week it's going to be different. So at CSA, our goal is to provide a full diet, which means that we have a huge variety of things that we grow. So every week it's about 10 to 12 items. They're always changing. This is sort of the transition time between green leafy vegetables, spring, and early crops, which this year it's been a very favorable season.
The rain has probably been huge,
and the low temperatures, and we've been loving it out there in the field.
Really.
Here come tomatoes and peppers and eggplants and winter squash and apples and pears and on and on.
So how many acres do you guys have it must take a lot of land to grow this much food, right?
It does take a lot of land. Our model's a little different in that we grow on loaned land. So we have agreements with landowners, usually reclaimed, forgotten about spaces, and we turn them into organic farms. So we have 5 locations in the South Valley,
Wow.
sort of a hub and wheel, spoke and wheel type system. So we have a central location and then 4 others out to the 4 directions.
That's very cool. And so I was looking at all this stuff. It just smells wonderful here. I wish we had smell-o-vision because there's something here that really smells great. I don't know what these herbs are here.
I was just saying yesterday, it hadn't been invented yet, but it would help everybody at home to experience. So
working on it.
We can smell this stuff. It smells wonderful here.
we have some things that you're not going to find at other places. So these are fresh chamomile flowers. We
Is that what chamomile looks like?
A tea blend. So this is one variety of chamomile. Some have yellow petals and some have white petals. We also have fresh oregano. So we have fields of this fresh oregano. It's wonderful.
Oh, wow. That looks beautiful.
Wonderful stuff. And this was an assortment. We brought our whole assortment of herbs. I also have alfalfa, believe it or not, for medicinal purposes. Stinging nettle, also for medicinal purposes, and one of the herbs we use in biodynamics for natural fertilizers. And then lovage, which is a celery relative. So,
Oh, okay. Cool. Very cool. So how much does a box like this cost? If
so it's about $25 a week.
And that's a lot of food for $25 a week.
Yeah, and every week it's going to change. In the summertime, this is the height of the season, so we're going to have more and more produce
Right.
now.
You're making me hungry. We got the chefs coming on in a minute.
Oh,
and I'm
all right.
sure they were
Save.
just like savoring over all this
Yeah.
stuff. They were probably floored on like how beautiful all this stuff is. But this is just one of the many farmers you guys have. And then at the rail yards, I mean, you have artists, there's performances,
Right.
everything every week, and there's new hours.
It's a whole experience, and it's new hours, 10 to 2, Dan. and-
Longer hours, isn't that right?
No, they're the same 4 hours, but we just started a little bit later. We figured, let's let the church crowd in, or whoever is going to wander in a little late.
Those who like to sleep late on a Sunday, right?
Yeah, people want to sleep in sometimes. So it's working out really well. Last Sunday was our first Sunday. This Sunday, if you want to learn about the history of those buildings, everybody always wonders, and I understand they were closed back in 1940. The Wheels Museum is there every week with us, and they're going to provide they can provide incredible history, narrative. There's some films. And our guest artist is Eric Thielander, who is also associated with the history because he goes in there, takes pictures of these buildings. He's featured in the Trend magazine.
And he's the guy who does, I think a lot of us are familiar with his work because he does the etchings.
The etchings, the steel etch. I don't know how
Very
he does
cool.
them. He explains it, and I still don't know how he does it. But they're amazing, and they're going to be there, and he'll explain the process, part of that educational thing you're talking about.
We love it. We love it. Well, we'll see you guys at the farmers market on Sunday. I love it.
so much.
And
Come on out.
you just sign up for a CSA because are those cherry tomatoes there?
We have plums and apricots there.
Oh, they
this
look
week.
wonderful. I can't
Pretty
wait.
hungry, huh?
I am hungry. Well, we're talking about the chefs. We're going to be
Yeah,
in a minute.
yeah, I'm
like,
excited.
Maybe I've just been thinking about that all morning. We'll be back in a couple of seconds for the Morning Brew with Fred.
On Saturday, July 11th, help end youth homelessness in Albuquerque through Project New Day, a day of giving. The concept is simple. On July 11th, shop with Project New Day partners as they donate a portion of the day sales to New Day Youth and Family Services. We've partnered with Whole Foods at Indian School Plaza on Carlisle, Sandia BMW, Wise Pies Pizza and Salad, along with Mechanical Representatives Inc., New Mexico Bank and Trust, and the Nob Hill Corridor. See the full list of participating businesses at ndnm.org. Together, we can help end youth homelessness.